kicking back on this summer breeze. Welcome to Double K's Classroom. Class is officially in session.
The following Four Aces production is for mature audiences only. Listener discretion is highly advised.
Hello, y'all, and welcome to this week's edition of Double K's Classroom, where I'm here to talk to you about sports. Well, as we say with West Coast bias, from the West Coast point of view, it's more so from my point of view. I get to talking to you about things, how they went down, and what happened. This week's subject kind of zeroes in on the Major League Baseball playoffs as I sit here in awe watching the debut of Friday Night SmackDown on Fox. I didn't realize it was going to be on Fox. I thought it was going to be on FS1, but hey, congratulations, man. This looks like it's going to be a hell of a show. Love the set. But I'll get to more of that on the Cheap Pop podcast on Monday. Okay, so let's start with the AL. Okay, so the AL saw my favorite all-time team in baseball, the Oakland Athletics, take on the Tampa Bay Rays in Oakland. I thought for sure that Oakland could take this. This was one of those matchups where it was like, all right, yeah, we got the slugging A's. They had like 7 people go over 20 home runs. They set a new team record for home runs. The pitching was getting hot. I was kind of unsure when they announced that Melvin was going with Manea to start, but I was like, all right, the kid is 4-0. He's got like a 1-something ERA, but he's a heater thrower. And in this run with home runs getting hit so much, like I don't know if a heater is what we want, but yeah, but I trust in Melvin, so they went with Manea. The poor kid went 4 innings, gave up 4 runs, two home runs to the same kid. This kid that I guess didn't find out he was going to start and lead off until Sunday. The A's, by the way, wrapped up the wild card on what would be the final day of the season, damn near, like second to last day of the season. So you figure they were kind of hot, but But they lost their last game to Seattle, and that was kind of indicative of what's going on, of what was going on or what is going on in that game. So the A's dug themselves into a deeper and deeper and deeper hole. I personally feel like Melvin should have pulled Manaea after 2 innings when the score was still like 2-0 or 3-0 or something like that. But even with that, the A's could only muster 1 run out of their lineup off of who seems to be Mr. Closeout game, Mr. One and Done game Charlie Morton for the Rays. So the Rays move on after beating the A's 5-1 in Oakland. Second year the A's have lost in the wild card. Last year they lost in New York to the Yankees. This year they lose in Oakland to the Rays. Hopefully next year they probably ain't winning the division because Houston seems to be one of the hottest teams in all of baseball right now. But the Rays get them in the next round. But the Athletics had won 7 or 6 of the last 8 against the Astros, so it looked like they had a chance, but they'll never find out because they couldn't get past Tampa Bay. In the NL, you had the Nationals and the Brewers taking on each other in what turned out to be one of the most interesting game of the wild card round. When I left for work, I'll say, when I left for work, the Nats were down 3-0. The Brewers jumped all over their starting pitcher Max Scherzer and just had it for him. And so when I left for work, they were down 3-0. The Nationals then proceeded to load the bases in the bottom of the eighth, they got down 3-1 in the bottom of it, going into the bottom of the eighth, and loaded up the bases. And with one crack at the bat, the kid cleared the bases and got him the lead on a misplay by the outfielder. That misplay cost the Brewers a chance to at least have an opportunity to continue to play against these folks because because at least an opportunity to play against these folks because he could have at least held it to to 3 runs and left it as a tie game, or 2 runs and left it as a tie game. But unfortunately, he overplayed the ball and ended up going ahead. And yeah, just so y'all know, I'm getting a little quiet because the man has finally come home. The man, the Brahma Bull, the Rock is in the house for Friday Night SmackDown. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah, this is it right here. This is the man right here. Anyway, so the Brewers end up losing in heartbreaking fashion to a Nationals team at home, 4-3. Both wild card games show the dichotomy of what was going on in the league this year. Both the teams that really a lot of people thought should have won, and the Brewers and the Athletics ended up losing. The Athletics lost when their strongest point this season so far was beginning to become their starting pitching, and then their bullpen and their hitting was bringing up after that, and it led to 2 teams advancing that deserved it, but that wow. Who would have thought the Rays and the Nationals would be advancing on to the next round? But they get the top teams in all of baseball in the Dodgers and the Astros. So good luck with that. We'll get to that in the next round. I just want to give some thoughts on the athletic season. The 97-win season, back-to-back 97-win seasons, back-to-back wild card berths, primarily because Houston is just too damn good. I like what the Athletics are doing. I truly do. But are they really going to be a contender anytime soon? That I don't know. That's the part that surprises me. You know, that's the part that surprises me is that they're a really good squad, but are they going to be a World Series contender anytime in the near future? I don't know. I truly cannot speak on that because they've given me no reason to think that they're going to compete for a World Series title, but it just sucks. This is one of those runs where the A's are really, really good, and if they could probably get into a divisional round, they could probably win a series and end up in the ALCS and possibly the World Series. But they keep getting in this wild card round and they keep failing. It's not that they're booty, it's just that I don't know. Like, I just think that they could do a lot, but this team could do a lot better, and I don't think they're going to see that opportunity. And that's the part that disappoints me. Is because of Houston, they're going to constantly be in this wild card. Unless Houston all of a sudden 3-day players leave and they have a horrible season, I think that Houston is going to Houston is going to I want to say Houston is going to Sorry. Houston is going to be a top team for many years to come in the coming years. So I think the Athletics are going to find it hard pressed to win any division titles in the next few years, unless they get really really good. But they've got a lot of their people locked up long term. It's just a bad time to be good for the A's. I hate to say it. It's a bad time to be good. But overall, I do want to say this. Thank you very much for this season, Oakland Athletics. You are and always will be my favorite squad. I hope that you guys continue to build the way you have been building and get better, because at the end of the day, the city of Oakland deserves another championships. They've had a couple, but they deserve some more recent ones. And I hope that this is the team that brings it to them. All right, we're going to take a commercial break real quick so I can listen to what the great one is talking about for a quick second. And then when we come back, I'm going to go on ahead and talk divisional round, and then we're going to get out of here. You're listening to Double K's Classroom right here on the 4 Aces Presents Radio Network, Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Spotify, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. Peace.
So, what's up? Steve Fingerstyles here, the host of the podcast, spelled DA, of course. Tune in each and every week to hear what pisses me off, what angers me, what I make fun of, and of course, my crazy rants. I also have incompetent co-hosts, cool guests, and a silent producer that sucks. So what more do you need from a podcast? You can listen on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, SoundCloud, and the Pod Bros Network. Peace.
From the galactic depths of the comic book universe comes the ghosts of the stratosphere, ready to galvanize and energize your mind with the latest of comic book news and reviews. And why are you stopping me? Yes, that's much better. Hi, this is Andy Larson for Ghosts of the Stratosphere. Join me every week along with my co-hosts Rob Stewart and Chad Smith, as well as a cavalcade of fantastic comic book guests, as we dish out heaping helpings of the greatest and latest of comic book news and reviews. New shows posted every Tuesday with bonus shows every first Friday of the month. You can find us on iTunes and Stitcher under Ghosts of the Stratosphere, as well as on our website, www.gotstratosphere.com. Hope to see you soon, folks.
Game ticket, $50. Hot dog, $8. Team store item, $25.
I told him I can beat him with one hand tied behind my back, with some glasses on, with one eye lens out, with some flip-flops on in the ring.
Having to listen to someone's dumb sports opinions? Worthless. Some people shouldn't talk sports. For everyone else, there's the Unspoken Podcast, available on most podcasting platforms, and on the web at the unsporkensportspodcast.weebly.com.
Interruption in progress. Now hijacking into ANS 2.0 immersion rig. Now simulating the Amazing Nerd Show. Featuring comics.
And Batman's like, you're safe here and everything, but the Joker all of a sudden pulls out a gun and shoots himself.
Movies.
People fight with lightsabers. What the hell do you want? I mean, in every one of these movies, there's a lightsaber battle.
Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna rewatch it a million times.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, give me something more.
Wrestling.
That would be awesome. Oh my god, just a monster. Fans would be like, holy, what the hell's going on? What happened to Jericho?
Horror.
It starts off like any other like home invasion type of story, and then it just goes crazy.
And more.
Hey, this is Christian.
Hey, this is Dan.
And we are the Amazing Nerd Show.
Make sure to download us on all your favorite podcast platforms.
All right, and we are back. After listening to The Rock lay some verbal smackdown on Baron Corbin and let him continue to do that, let's talk about the series that are at hand. So currently, you have a 1-1 series with the St. Louis Cardinals as of the recording of this or the airing of this show. The St. Louis Cardinals and Atlanta Braves 1-1. The Braves won today 3-0. The Cardinals won yesterday 7-6. I can see this as a back and forth series, 5-game series, completely 5 games. Like we got a game on Sunday. And I believe it'll be in St. Louis Sunday and Monday, and then back in Atlanta on Wednesday, October 9th. So keep an eye on that series because I think that one's going to full 5, and it's probably one of the most interesting series that's going on. Let's see. Next up, you have the Nationals and the reigning NL champs, the Dodgers, back in the playoffs again. Dodgers won the first game 6-0. They played again tonight, or they're playing again right now. I won't update you on the score, but you can look that up. They're playing again right now. They play again next on Sunday. Both of these games were in LA, so they'll be playing in Washington, D.C. on Sunday and Monday, the 6th and the 7th, and then Wednesday the 9th again. We'll see them in LA if necessary. I don't think it's going to be necessary. I think the Dodgers are pretty much going to sweep them. Maybe the Nats get one game, maybe the Strasburg game, but that'll be about it. The Nationals just don't have enough to compete with how much is in there. There's just not much that the Nationals can truly do that they can understand that they can do. Yes, I love rock. Anyway, but yeah, so I just don't see this really going beyond Sunday. You give me Kershaw probably twice in this series, and yeah, it's over. So, but I believe you only see Kershaw twice as well if it goes 4 games. So yeah, I believe the Nats might get one. So it'll either be 3-1 or 3-0, one of the two. Or sorry, obviously, because so it'll be 3-1 or 3-0, I should say. That's pretty much what I see happening there. All right, and then now we move on to the American League, where opening series is Twins and Yankees, which just started today. And I believe the Yankees were leading and won, but that game started at 4, so it's barely over, or it's barely towards the end. But last time I saw the Yankees were up 6-4 on that one. They play again tomorrow in New York. Then they go to Minnesota on Monday and Tuesday, and then they come back to New York on Thursday, the 10th. So everything's kind of happening a day off from the NL series. Then you got the Rays and the Astros. And the Astros won the first game, dominating with Justin Verlander on the mound. They play again tomorrow. Tomorrow night at 6 in Houston, and then Monday and Tuesday in Tampa Bay, and then Thursday to close it out in Houston. So that's kind of the lineup that you have looking at right there. As far as the rest of the playoffs, the NLCS will take place between Friday, October 11th and Saturday, October 19th. And the ALCS will take place between Saturday, October 12th and Sunday, October 20th. The World Series is scheduled to kick off on Tuesday, October 22nd, and finish up if there is a Game 7, by Wednesday, October 30th. When I think about who's going to end up playing who, if I really had to take a pick, if you put a gun to my head, or not even gun to my head, but if you just really pressured me, and I had to pick, I would say Braves in 4, taking on the Dodgers, who win in 3 in the ALCS or NLCS, and then I would see the Yankees taking on the Astros in the ALCS to see who faces off in the World Series. Now, I'm not going to give you a World Series prediction because I'm pretty sure in the next couple of weeks we're going to end up with another show where I'm covering all of this. So I won't give you World Series predictions yet, but that's who I feel is going to be coming out of the out of the divisional round series. So now, one quick topic I'm going to cover before I go off the air, just on a freestyle, is San Francisco 49ers. I understand that They haven't exactly beaten anybody important. I'm not going to sit here and act like they did. But outside of the Pittsburgh game, the team has looked pretty good. And at this point in time, I think we're getting to a point where some people need to start respecting what the 49ers are capable of. Everybody's saying that this team ain't really going to do much, that they're not buying into the 49ers yet. As Stephen A. Smith say, porn star Jimmy, he ain't buying into him yet. And I'm not saying you should buy into him as Super Bowl contenders, but let's put it down. Like, this is a legit team. Richard Sherman has that defense playing at a high level. And as soon as Jimmy and them boys get it together on the offensive side and they're healthy, I can see it going really, really well. Like I can see 8-9 wins out of this team and possibly a fighting for a wild card spot, if not fighting for the division title. With the way that everybody's playing, they beat Seattle once. If they can split both series with Seattle and the Rams, this division is going to be extremely interesting. Extremely interesting because it's a yeah. If they go 1-1 to all of that, that's 2 for 2, and then say they beat Arizona both times, that's 4-2 in the division. They already have 3 outside of division wins, so that's 7 wins right there. They pick up 1 or 2 more here and there, which they're fully capable of doing, and you're talking about a 9-10 win team. Basically, what my ultimate message is don't count out the 49ers quite yet. I know it's early in the season, but I think that they've proven a lot to say don't count them out quite yet. This has been Double K. If you're listening in live, thank you for listening in. If you're not listening in live, but you're listening in anyway, thank you for listening in. Catch me next week when we begin our Jazz Week or Jazz Month here with KD5P. I believe we'll be doing Miles Davis, but it'll definitely be somebody from the jazz genre for this week because that'll be this month's theme. And then be sure to tune in to Mr. Deacon's Experience tomorrow. Tune into, this week West Coast Bass will be off, but West Coast Bass will be back again next week on Sunday. You'll have Brick House, Inspire Radio. There'll be no MVT. I believe they're going to be on maybe Monday night. There's a lot of stuff going on Sunday night, Hell in a Cell, etc. Ooh, Trish Stratus and Lita. Let's see. Then let's see, Lip Gloss and Mics, and then Dirty Talk 101 on Mondays. On Tuesday, Kings and Queens of Porn. Thursdays, Lovely Radio. And then somewhere mixed in there, Monday night this week should be the Cheap Pop Podcast. So keep an eye out for all those shows. They're all awesome and all here on the 4 Aces Presents Radio Network. So till next week, peace.